Hit the live button. Tell me if y'all can see it on the YouTube over the show. I'm on there. You can hear me too? Okay, most high Christ, the water. Lock in, let me edit this. Okay, most high Christ, the water. Versus? Anthony Hamilton versus Music Soldier. That's a good one too. By Anthony Hamilton. Alright. Too wild. Shalom, everybody. We'll get started in a little bit. Just allowing brothers and sisters to get in. We'll get started shortly. It's a continuation of Purim, day 2. All right. So we get started with the class on Purim. Just a little bit. Y'all just bear with me, y'all.
Shalom, sir. Hashim Yahshua Barakatah.
Long, y'all. You can hear me, Warrior?
Khan, sir.
All right, most high in Christ, man. Big up, big up. Awesome and shock in the building. You can hear me, Warrior? Get it on. Yeah. Connected, y'all. From down south to up top, Central Florida, South Florida. You know what I'm saying? Gonna get started in a little bit. Just give us 1 second. right. Ready to rock and roll in the shot? Guess we're good to go, y'all. Give it up, clap it up, y'all. All right, day 2 of Purim. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatah, Yahweh Shamar Aladan Ba'Shem Yahushua. Priest and Austin Shab of the Isupk, started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Priest and Austin Shab of the Isupk, the reverb, 125th Street. Is that you in the shot? Under Commander General Yohana. That's my shot.
Slap, sir.
Yes.
Some kind of echo going.
Some type of echo going on. Nobody's on the YouTube, right? Nobody.
Slap, sir. Yes. Some kind of echo going.
Some type of echo going on. Nobody's on the YouTube, right? Nobody. You ain't got the speaker on the shot? That's probably what it is. You want to probably turn the speaker down. You ain't got the speaker on the shot? That's probably what it is. Yeah, it definitely was coming. Yeah, try to see if you can turn down the loudspeaker if you have it on. But once you went on mute, it stopped echoing, so it's possibly coming for your end. Also in the shot. All right. As y'all can see, man, got the brothers, the heavy hitters in the building, man. Got Austin the Shock, man, rocking it out with me. You know what I'm saying, for the Feast of Purim, day 2. You know what I'm saying? Got Officer Rayala in the building, Trooper Kanat. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna rock it out for this class on Tuesday. Right now we in both cities, you know what I'm saying? Both zones, both areas, right? We in Central Florida and South Florida, right? So if you in the Central Florida area, you can catch us here in Kissimmee every Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30, right? In downtown Kissimmee, Hart Memorial Library, 211 East Dakin Avenue. You know what I'm saying? We here every Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30. You know what I'm saying? If you in South Florida, you know what I'm saying? We got a school out there, you know what I'm saying? 1628 Avenue E, Riviera Beach. From Monday through Friday, they in the building. You know what I'm saying? So you make sure you get in the building, get in class, so that way you can learn this truth, y'all. All right. So if you didn't catch it last night, man, Commander Jenny Yohana, you know what I'm saying, brought out the breakdown of Purim. You know what I'm saying? It was a heavy class, man. You know what I'm saying? You can find it on the YouTube. So we're gonna continue to touch on that. I just want to add, some sisterhood scriptures in there as well. And we can also bring out, some more righteous sisters that's recorded in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? What righteousness looks like for a woman. You get what I'm saying? Like as a woman, a black woman or Hispanic woman or indigenous woman, if you want to feel empowered as a woman, all you have to do is look inside of the Bible, right? And the Bible will tell you about true woman empowerment. You know what I'm saying? What really empowers a woman is following her husband. You know what I'm saying? Is being obedient to her man, submitting to her man, right? Because the Bible says that the head of every woman is the man. So she should look that for her point of validation. You get what I'm saying? The same thing with men. You know what I'm saying? What empowers us as men is following Christ, not selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Not shooting each other. Loving thy brother as thyself. That's what really makes us masculine and what's empowering for a man to do. You know what I'm saying? What's empowering for a woman to do is to submit to her husband. You get what I'm saying? To be obedient to a man, to know her role, know her position. And with that, she can do great things on this earth. You know what I'm saying? She has a role that she can play. You know what I'm saying? And within her role, she can do mighty things like the sister Esther, you know what I'm saying, who looked out for her nation, following the orders of her uncle, right? Mordecai, you know what I'm saying? Following the orders of Mordecai, you know what I'm saying? And doing what's right in the eyes of the Most High and getting us, our just due and justice from the heathens that was trying to kill us. You get what I'm saying? She didn't use her position so she can be worshiped and glorified on this earth. You know what I'm saying? She maintained her integrity and looking out for her nation. You know what I'm saying? And there's many sisters like that, not only just Esther, but there's many sisters like that recorded in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You got sisters like Susanna, you know what I'm saying, in the Apocrypha. You got Judith in the Apocrypha. You got who else? You know what I'm saying? There's many sisters, you know what I'm saying, that did great things. Sarah, you know what I'm saying? There you go. You know what I'm saying? All throughout the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? These are the sisters that should be a role model unto young Black and Hispanic women. You know what I'm saying? Or young Black Hispanic girls, you know what I'm saying, that want to do what's right and pleasing the Most High. All right. Shalom, shalom. War, you can hear me?
Come.
All right, Most High Christ. It looked like Nashak jumped out. Hopefully he can get back in. All right. If you can hear me, Nashak, try to, get the, I guess, whatever it is, try to jump back in when you can. All right. So the first scripture, right? We're gonna jump into, man. Let's jump into let me get Titus 2 and 3 real quick.
Let me get Titus 2 and 3 real quick.
Yes, sir.
Let me get Titus 2 and 3 real quick.
Officer Shock. See if is the loudspeaker on or not. Or try to connect the microphone through the laptop, probably, or something like that. See if you can use the mic off of the laptop or something. All right. So whoever got that can go ahead and read. Go ahead.
The book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
The aged woman, likewise,
right? Read on.
that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
Right. You know what I'm saying? What is the aged woman? What is that talking about, right? It's talking about those women that we look, that's young sisters look up to. The older woman. You know what I'm saying? That has experience, that has age on it. Those type of sisters. You know what I'm saying? The Bible is telling you in what manner and what behavior they should be in. You know what I'm saying? You turn on the TV today, you turn on the internet today, there is no role models out there for these young sisters, man. It's hard to find a good sister that actually cares about her nation. You get what I'm saying? It's like a far fetch, you know what I'm saying, to something to see. All right? You know what I'm saying? What the Bible is telling you how a woman should be. You know what I'm saying? These older sisters being an example unto these younger sisters, right? Read that from the top again.
The book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 3. The aged woman, likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
Mm-hmm.
Not false accusers.
Not what?
Not false accusers.
Not false accusers, man. You know what I'm saying? Using what the oppressor gave you, that ability to falsely accuse a Black man to get him locked up or to get him on child support. You know what I'm saying? Or get him jammed up some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? The Bible is telling you that our elder women or older women should not be that way. Right? Read on.
Not giving too much wine.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers of good things.
Right. Not giving it too much wine. Teachers of good things. Not all up in the club trying to find out where the bottle service at. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to link up just so you can get high. You know what I'm saying? No, link up and popping pills and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a sister with some type of class, some type of integrity that can teach good things by her actions, not only by her words alone, but by her actions also. Right? Read on.
Verse 4. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
God, how we looking, Nashak? How we sounding? Sounding to wobble your end?
Sir, I had to go ahead and use the cell phone
Okay. All right. No
Yeah.
sweat. Most High in Christ. Let's go and rock out. Go ahead.
Verse 5. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the power be not blasphemed.
Right. You know what I'm saying? This is how a sister should be. You know what I'm saying? And those characteristics you can find in Esther. You know what I'm saying? You can find in Judith. You can find in Susanna. You can find in Sarah. You know what I'm saying? Reading these scriptures is where you're going to find good role models. You know what I'm saying? And now listen, the sisters in the ISUPK, they follow this to the T. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Give those sisters a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't nothing like you low down dirty dots. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing like y'all. These sisters representing what a black woman is supposed to be, what a Hispanic woman is supposed to be, an indigenous woman as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Having modesty, being discreet, having discretion about themselves, being humble, not trying to usurp authority over a man. This is something that's like normal in the black community. All our sisters love to usurp their authority. They want to be the boss B. You know what I'm saying? They want to be the city girls. You want to be like Cardi B. You want to twerk and do all of that stuff. Well, what does that benefit blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people? What you shaking your behind on the TV, how is that benefiting us, man? You know what I'm saying? You only doing that because you doing it out of selfishness, man. You doing it because you want to be a whore and live in pleasure. You know what I'm saying? When the Bible is teaching you how to be discreet, have some class about you, how to love your nation and how to be righteous, right? Let's jump to the book of Esther. Let me get, let's get the story of Esther. And anything you want to bring out, Austin the Shock, you know what I'm saying? Any of our brothers, also Ride, Trooper Canuck, Trooper Mathia. And also big up, man. Big up Trooper Mathia, man. That boy got raised up. You know what I'm saying? To a trooper, no more a young man, whatever he was called. You know what I'm saying? Now Trooper Mathia. Congratulations, boy.
All right,
You there? You can start me on 1-1.
The book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus which reigned. Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia. Over in 127 provinces. That in those days where the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace. In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and the Media, the nobles and princes of the province being before him.
Right, so this is a rich heathen at that time, right? Ruled in the land of, from what it said, from Ethiopia to India. So he had power over the whole known world at that time. You get what I'm saying? He had full out control of that whole province. And this heathen, you know what I'm saying, and with being between that province is Israel, so he had control over Israel as well. Right, so this heathen gets, a great feast going on and invites all the ruling class and the rich people that are in this feast, right? Read on.
When he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even 180 days. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan, the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days, in the court of the garden of the king's palace, where were white, green, and blue hangings, fastened with cords of fine linen, and purple to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble.
Right. God, you know what I'm saying? Jump me down to verse 11.
Verse 11. To bring Vashti, that's how I said it?
Vashti.
To bring Vashti, the queen, before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the prince her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
Right. So this is the queen of Arsareth, right? He invited her to the feast and she was present and he wanted to show her off. You know what I'm saying? So he's calling for her to come in the midst of the king. You know what I'm saying? So he can show her off to everybody that's at this feast. Right? Read on.
But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains.
Right. She said, nah, right? She, disobeyed the order of her husband. Right? This man, which was the king, you know what I'm saying, was her husband, right? And he called for her, told her, come over here and, feast with us and do whatever you got to do. He a heathen anyway, you know what I'm saying? But she still rejected him and denied the request, right? Read on.
Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
Right. Straight up embarrassed him. You know what I'm saying? You got, everybody's there at this feast. And he calling for his woman, giving his woman an order or a command or whatever, and she refused it. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. This is a man with power. Right? He got people under him. Right? And they seeing this behavior from his wife. Right? Imagine if he gave this order to a soldier, somebody that's under him. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's punishable by death at that time. Right? Now he got his wife that's out here, that's his woman giving her an order and she don't want to listen to it. Now he's upset by it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, hold on, she's not supposed to be acting like this. I'm a man with power now. You dig what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody there, he just feels ashamed. He feels embarrassed. You know what I'm saying?
If I may, sir.
Go ahead, Soda.
Like couple verses up, verse 9, you know what I mean? It say that, at the same time, while the king, was doing his thing, she's in a separate house throwing a party for the other women. So he called for, verse 9, also Vashti the queen made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to the king Ahasuerus. Okay, so she in one of his other houses, and she over there showing out, twerking and whatever, with the other women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They over there or whatever they're doing, and like you say, she want to show her tail now. You know what I mean? In front of the other women. You know what I mean? It's a house full of women. The king sent for it, and she denied it. Okay, so she's showing out in front of all the other women, so they see how she behaving. She the queen. They gonna do the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm sure the story is gonna get to it, but you know what I'm saying? She is actually, you know what I mean, like setting the precedence in front of all them other women. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in that same verse, though, I like how it points out. You know what I'm saying? It says she was in Slakic. And Vashti the queen made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to the king. You know what I mean? Like she in his house. You know what I mean? Like if that wasn't important, it wouldn't be brought out right there. You know what I mean? Like he's the man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this thing is all about.
God, that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the story's gonna bring that out as well. You know what I'm saying? Like she's setting the tone for all the other women that's in the house now. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see that. They're gonna see that behavior now. They're gonna want to, like we just read, they're gonna follow her. They're gonna, because she a role model. She a queen. You get what I'm saying? Now all the sisters look up to her. Now she rebels against the king. Well, guess what? Now all the women in that kingdom is gonna act the same way towards the men. You know what I'm saying? Towards the husband. You know what I'm saying? This is a heathen now. You know what I'm saying? Right, you know what I'm saying? This is a heathen, but yet he still understands, the role in which things should be, held within his nation. You get what I'm saying? You gonna say something, Sarah?
Salaki, sir. Just like, I mean, modern day, right now, this Edomite, this oppressor, he's only going to allow his women to do so much before, you know what I'm saying, he put her in her place. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, he's going to do the same thing. He's actually doing the same thing. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Let me put her in her place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before this gets out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Just like this oppressor today. They only going to let their women go so far. You know what I'm saying? Especially publicly. You know what I'm saying?
God. You know what I'm saying? And that's a heavy point because, these white women with this feminist movement they got going on, they got our sisters trying to follow after that. You know what I'm saying? Because they look at the white woman as the queen on this earth. You get what I'm saying? And thinking our sisters, we should, that they should be that way. You get what I'm saying? And like the brother said, there's only so much that, they going to allow them to do before the oppressor shuts all of that down. Before they man shut all of that down, within their nation. You know what I'm saying? But he done took all the power out of the black man. We don't even have the power to shut that down in our household. You know what I'm saying? All that garbage of, woman empowerment and the feminist movement. You know what I'm saying? You got sisters in the household that overpowers the black man, tells him what to do. You know what I'm saying? And gives all the orders and all of that stuff and refuse to follow his commands like Vashti. You get what I'm saying? So we got to learn these history to realize where we need to be at as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue on.
Verse 13. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. And next unto him was Karshina, Shethar, Admathar, Tarshish, Mirith, Marshina, and Memucan.
Yeah, all them Persian names or whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. Go ahead.
7 princes of Persia and Mede, which saw the king's face and which sat the first in the kingdom.
So he had all his boys there. You know what I'm saying? All the, the other rich and powerful men that was with him, seeing what's going on. And they like, man, you gonna let your woman talk to you like that? The king is like, hold on now. I gotta get this right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Continue on.
Verse 15. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law? Because she hath not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlain. And Memucan answered before the king and the prince, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes, and to all the people that are in the province of the king Ahasuerus.
Right. Why is he saying that? Why is he saying that not only what she did affects the king, but affects everybody in the province? Why is that? Go ahead.
Because it's just like any man that's seen another man being disrespected by a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know for anybody else, but if, you feel some type of way if you see a man tell his wife something and she ain't doing it, she talking back, and you're like, damn, that'd be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? She ain't just try him, she tried us. So now if she do that, other women might try to follow suit and not obey.
God, she gonna set the standards for all the others, women within their nation. You know what I'm saying? Now all of them is gonna behave like that, right? The same way today, you got superstars amongst us as a nation, right? Now this is a heathen, but I'm talking about within black people because you can make that same correlation, right? We got superstars among us on the YouTube, on the TV, millions of views, influencers. You get what I'm saying? And the behavior that they teaching us, our daughters, is not to be like Esther. It's not like to be like Sarah or to be like Judith or Susanna. It's teaching them how to be like, Vashti, how to, rebel against your husband, twerk on that TV. You know what I'm saying? The hell what a man got to tell you. You know what I'm saying? You the goddess, and you got the power, and whatever they telling them. You know what I'm saying? This is how they pushing our sisters to be today. You know what I'm saying? And the king understood that, and he wanted to shut that down. And we got to understand that as Blacks, Hispanics, Indigenous people, and the way to shut it down is with these laws, statute, commandments from the Most High. In the Isupk, none of that behavior goes on. You dig what I'm saying? We keep things in order according to the scriptures, right? Go ahead, Trooper Kanat.
Salaki, sir.
Good day.
Now, what you're saying is heavy. Like, these women artists, like so-called rappers and some of the songwriters, they telling the women to be independent, sell your body for money, don't listen to no man, you don't need no man, do this and do that, when they in full relationship. Like all the women that's down there doing that, they got a man they listen to, they in relationship. They don't let their kids listen to their music, but they out here promoting and telling you, give a damn about a nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
When they in a full committed relationship.
They married and all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a heavy point. I'm
just saying, like, if women really would pay attention to what they listening to and do their own research, they would see, like, oh, that's cap.
God. I remember the video that Cardi B had online where her daughter walked in the room while she was playing WAP. Right, playing her hit song WAP, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And her little toddler, you know what I'm saying, her daughter walked in the room, she rushed to shut it off. She rushed to, turn it off and act normal and what, so she was ready, she was about to get loose on that camera until her daughter walked in. She was like, oh, cover herself up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? She knows it's shameful to do. And she knows that she don't want her daughter to follow that behavior. But yet they don't say nothing when it comes to your children. You know what I'm saying? They get all that money and all that wealth for making your daughter a whore. But meanwhile, they don't want their daughters to be a whore. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. Anything y'all brothers gonna bring out? My bad. Sometimes I be having trouble hearing y'all on the phone. Go ahead.
No, I'm too off.
All right. Yeah, let's continue on.
Verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported that the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not.
Right, like they had the right mindset. Even as heathens, they had the right mindset. You get what I'm saying? They understood that if they continue this behavior to go on, it's gonna be spread across all the women within their nation. You get what I'm saying? And for us as black men, like if we want to stop, these sisters from being whores, stop, chasing after whores, stop, liking whores. You get what I'm saying? Like these sisters dress like whores because they see that's what niggas want. Niggas, niggas be all behind that, supported it, be with it, like, yeah, I like them, like, wanting to be fast and all of that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we have to make a culture within our community that, that's something that should be frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? The sister that walks out like a $2 hoe. You know what I'm saying? The sister that, has no manners and have, a disgusting attitude. Stuff like that should be a shame within our nation. You get what I'm saying? We should treat that like, stay away from her, like outlaw that. That way they can learn how to pattern their behavior and to be accepted and to be wanted by a man. You get what I'm saying? So these heathen had the right mindset, right? Also, Gazak said male rappers be doing the same thing, telling you that they don't love these hoes whole time. They loving these hoes, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right, you know what I'm saying? Listen, it's all over, right? You get it from the man and the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, our nation has to understand we have to create a moral compass within our community in order to better ourselves, right? Let's continue on.
Verse 18. Likewise Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Medes say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath.
Mm-hmm.
If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before the king Asher, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
Right, you know what I'm saying? He like the hell with her. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what he's doing, right? Continue on.
Okay. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husband honor, both to great and small.
Mm-hmm.
And the saying pleased the king and the prince, and the king did according to the word of Memucan.
If I may, sir.
Letters unto all the king's provinces.
Oh, 1 second. Somebody said Salaki? My bad.
Come.
Go ahead.
If I may, that the end of verse 20 is heavy, you know what I mean? Especially for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in our low state right now, you know what I mean? You know, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small, you know what I mean? So even if your husband, if you're a woman and your husband, if he ain't, you know, got a great job, this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't balling out and all this and that, you know, you should still honor that man. You know what I'm saying? You should not. And that's, you know what I mean? That's in our laws. You know what I'm saying? You don't usurp authority over the man. You know what I mean? Like, this is a heavy scripture to, you know, you going through it. You bring this out and you show her big or small, rich or poor, you supposed to respect me. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to give the man honor, the honor that he's due. You know what I'm saying? He's the man. He's the one who, you know, protects the house. You know what I'm saying? When somebody is trying to come in, you know, there's certain things women can't do that the man does. You know what I mean? Like she should give. Every woman needs to give her man honor in these Black households. You know what I'm saying, sir?
God damn right. Now that's heavy, man. Let's go ahead and get that scripture there. You know what I'm saying? That's a perfect precept to go with it. 1 Timothy 2:11. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that real quick. We'll jump right back to Esther. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother was saying, man. You know what I'm saying? This should go for whether he's rich, poor, has 6 figures or don't. Work at McDonald's or work for a Fortune 500 company. You know what I'm saying? Either or, it don't matter. If you lay down with this man, he is your head. You know what I'm saying? And you ought to submit to that man. Right? 1 Timothy 2:11.
I got it, sir, if you want me to read it.
You said what?
I have it if you want me to read it.
Okay, Khan, you go ahead.
Okay, come. First, Salaki. I'm in the wrong book, sir. Hold on.
No sweat.
If somebody else got it, sir, they can go ahead and read it.
Okay, no sweat. I'll let the trooper know. Sorry. Go ahead, get down way.
This is the book of 1 Timothy 2, chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all
Let the woman do
subjection.
what?
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Right, man. The Bible is letting you know what I'm saying, how a woman should be. Right? It says, let the woman learn in silence. Now, that does not mean she's not able to ask questions if she don't have a husband, right? You got sisters in the class right now. If y'all want to ask a question, y'all can type it in the chat and you can ask a question if y'all want to. You know what I'm saying? But the sisters who's constantly talking and try to overtalk your words and downplay what you're saying so she can gain authority and gain power. You know what I'm saying? That is a sister that's not considered righteous, man. You know what I'm saying? The sister that's trying to gain control over her husband and over her household. You know what I'm saying? You can't learn nothing if you constantly talking. All right? You got to learn how to be quiet so that way you can hear the information that's given unto you and you can register it and act accordingly. You get what I'm saying? Well, the Bible's teaching a woman to be humble and silent, right? Read on.
Con. Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach,
As he
nor
does what?
suffer not a woman to teach,
Mm-hmm. Read on.
nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in
Right.
silence.
He suffers not a woman. My bad. He suffers not a woman to teach. Now, does that mean a sister cannot, or a woman cannot be a teacher at your local school? She can't be a professor. She can't be a doctor. No, that's not what the Bible is talking about. Yeah, she could be a teacher as a occupation and all that stuff. But when it comes to the household, she is not the head of that household, right? The whole purpose of the context of which in which this scripture is talking about is her teaching to usurp her authority over that man. Now, what does the word usurp mean? Somebody give me that definition real quick. You know what I'm saying? I know Al-Sarai got the definition. You be man, you get,
It's try to take a position of authority illegally.
yeah, heard him? Go
Live,
ahead, read
sir.
it. You said what?
Live, I didn't hear him, sir.
Okay, Kai, he gonna grab it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the context is talking about for her not to teach or usurp authority over a man. You got that word? Go ahead.
Usurp. Take a position of power or importance illegally or by force.
Right. By her using that mouth, you know what I'm saying, to take that power from that man. You know what I'm saying? By using the oppressor or Section 8 to take power from that man. You know what I'm saying? The Bible prohibits that. For a woman to think that she can be a pastor. For a woman to think that she can be over a man. For a woman to think that she can usurp authority over a man. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Bible is talking about. Now, she can teach the children all she wants. She can be a grade school teacher and teach all those middle schoolers, all those high schoolers, all she wants. But once she gets into that household, you know what I'm saying, her man is that head. Her man is that head. You know what I'm saying? And she is not to usurp authority over that man. You know what I'm saying? By taking control. You know what I'm saying? By trying to take power away from him. You know what I'm saying? There's so many brothers fall victim towards that. So many brothers fall victim towards that. You know what I'm saying? You have a prison house full of blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people here in America, and the good majority of those brothers being locked up is all behind a woman. I can guarantee a good 75% to 85% is all circles around some female. You know what I'm saying? For them being, chasing after some whore, getting caught up with some prostitute, or doing something wicked that they shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Or being called 911 on them, being falsely accused against them, you know what I'm saying, for something that they did not do. You know what I'm saying? Well, to build up our nation, we're gonna need our sisters too. You know what I'm saying? This is not the He-Man woman hating club. You know what I'm saying? This is not a club or a group. This is a nation. You know what I'm saying? And what nation does not have women within their nation? You know what I'm saying? How else are you going to populate your nation? You get what I'm saying? Well, we're going to need our sisters within this nation as well. But the only way they're going to, get back within this nation if they come under the authority of the man. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord chose to be the leaders of this nation. You know what I'm saying? And be taught what to do, taught their history, and what the scriptures say, being born again, being a brand new sister. You know what I'm saying? The Bible talks about where a sister be born again. It's like she ain't never been touched before. She's a brand new version in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got sisters with a crazy body count, You know what I'm saying? Brothers, be all type of stuff too. You dig what I'm saying? But within this context of what we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, a sister who, been through that lifestyle or have, those things that happen to her that probably jeopardize her mind state or her confidence or who she is as a woman. Well, if you come and change your life, you become brand new. and your slate gets wiped clean. You know what I'm saying? And that is an opportunity of a lifetime. But you got to be willing to be obedient and not usurp your authority over a black man or Hispanic man or indigenous man. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump back to Esther real quick. All right, let's pick up where we left off. God. You was reading right, Chupacana?
God, verse 22. Verse 22, for he sent letters unto all the king's provinces, and to every province according to the written thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people.
Right, you know what I'm saying? This was a rule that he put out all throughout the whole nation. He took it very serious, right? Let's read on to chapter 2. Go ahead.
After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done, and it was decreed against her. Then the king severed the manuscript unto him, or ministers like it. Then the king ministered unto him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king, and let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan, the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Hedge, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and let their things be purification, and let their things for purification be given them.
Right. So after Vashti no longer was considered the queen to Ahasuerus, he decided to get him a new young thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? After what she did, he was like, man, I need to get something new. I need to get something, something fresh out there. Because what she did, was not acceptable. Right? So now he got his officers out there searching out a sister suitable for a king. Right? Read on.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Come. You know what I mean? Like that scripture, that's heavy. Like, in our laws, we can't, you know what I mean? We can't throw her away like the king's getting ready to do her, but we can definitely, you know what I mean? If she ain't acting right and she's trying to usurp authority over you, you can definitely go get you a sweet young thing, you know what I mean? Like you were just bringing out, you know what I'm saying? You can definitely go and get you, you know what I mean, a young sweet thing, you know what I mean? But you can't, in our laws, we can't just, not deal with that sister no more. But you know what I mean? Like you have options, you know what I'm saying? Watch it, sir.
God, it's a lot. I think I messed up the it's a lot getting the shot. If you can hop back in, my bad. John got messed up. But yeah, God, exactly what he was saying. Like we can't, throw these sisters away. You know what I'm saying? But any brother can understand, or any man at that can understand that a woman should not be, ruling over him. You know what I'm saying? Or any man with, any type of, understanding towards their strength should understand that. You dig what I'm saying? All right. Yeah, there's something wrong with this joint. Yeah, the shot. If you can hear me, man, try to hop back in. I'm not sure what's going on today. Right. Go ahead, Al-Sarai.
Cut on time, sir. Yeah, just to, like in support of what Officer the Shop was saying, you know what I'm saying? Of course, in our laws, what we read right now is dealing with a heathen nation. And even this king understood, you know, somewhat of what that woman's role was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't supposed to be certain or dishonoring her head or her husband. Even this heathen knew that. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we can't. It's not in our laws or our customs to put our women away. You know what I'm saying? We have to continue to correct them. And if they don't receive correction, you know what I'm saying? You know, they might be encountered with a lot of lonely nights. You know, a lot of lonely nights. And you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to, you know, submit to your man, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, you're probably going to go out and be a whore. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you're probably going to go out and be a whore because you don't want to submit to a head in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, of course, we can't put our women away, but, you know, they have a lot of lonely nights. And eventually, you know what I'm saying? They'll just go out and be a whore and destroy themselves anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a position we want our sisters to be in. You know what I'm saying?
God. So. Damn right, man. Don't jeopardize your life. You gonna need a man when, you know, the time is needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, you know, our households and our communities is the way it is now, because the father's not there. You got single black mothers raising up, you know, a whole family. You know what I'm saying? And that is not her position or her role to do so. You know what I'm saying? There is no success in a single black mother, right? Think about it. That's more something that we should figure out why is she a single black mother rather than giving her giving her applause. You get what I'm saying? For something that's she should not be in the first place, right? We should figure out why the father's not in the household. What could we do to get fathers back in the household? What could we do to maintain a family unit instead of, you know, glorifying the fact a black woman is a single mother? You get what I'm saying? Not saying that, you know, because it's not able to be done, because she probably can't do it. You dig what I'm saying? But it's not her role to do so. It's not ideal for a single black mother to have to raise a whole household. You get what I'm saying? And our oppressor has made it that way. And that's why you have us in the condition that we're in today. There's no fathers to tell the kids to what to do, to put order in that household. You know what I'm saying? To be the head of that household, to tell that woman what to do. And that way the family won't be destroyed and she won't be destroyed. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's exactly what the Bible's talking about, man. You know, so let's continue on with this. You have something to bring up?
You know, in support of what you were saying, talking, you know, speaking on the fathers that are not in the household or whatsoever. Mm-hmm. You know, we got to understand as a nation, you know, that war is waged against us on a day-to-day basis to destroy us as a nation. And the way that they destroy us as a nation is destroying us it's destroying our families. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they've helped our women that, you know, don't have the law, statutes, and commandments, though, or don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, don't have a love for God like they should. You know what I'm saying? And understand their place in the household. They've helped our women, you know, get those fathers out of the household. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because this oppressor has waged war against us since we came over here. He's waged war against our families since we came over here. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if a woman don't understand her position and her role, in turn, she helps that oppressor destroy her household. Right. Have her household in disorder. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't understand the structure that the Most High has laid down to make sure that we stay together as a strong nation. You know what I'm saying? So,
damn right, man. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? The family is very important in order to build up the nation, right? Let's continue on, Warren.
Come, verse 4. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so. Now in Shushan, the palace, where was a certain Jew, whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shemi, the son of Kish, a Benjamite, who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity, which had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away.
Right. So this man, Mordecai, was in captivity in, you know what I'm saying, under the Persians, right? And before that, the Persians was ruling over Israel. You had who? Right? If you read the timeline of history, you know what I'm saying, the Babylonians was ruling. You get what I'm saying? And these are the people that was ruling over the 12 tribes of Israel. So after the Babylonians fell, they fell to the Persians. Persians and the Medes was ruling, they fell to the Greeks. And the Greeks ruling, they fell to the Romans. You know what I'm saying? We've been into captivity, you know what I'm saying, all the way since the time of Esther, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's time that we get out of this captivity by understanding our history, right? Officer Kazak brought out a scripture, said David said the same thing about a woman in 2 Samuel. Let's get 2 Samuel real quick, 6 and 20. Real quick. We'll jump back to Esther.
Okay. 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 20. Another brother reading.
All right, now you can read this.
Okay. The book of 2 Samuel. The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6, verse 20. Then David returned to bless his household. And Micah, that's how you say that?
Micah.
And Micah,
Micah.
the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, how glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovering himself. And David.
This is when David became king, right?
Sorry. This is when David was celebrating that ark.
Okay.
I seen Salaki.
When he was
Jeremiah
dancing.
Hyman break this down.
When he was dancing and he got the joint.
Verse 21. And David said unto Micah, it was before the Lord.
Oh, God, go ahead.
Which chose me before thy father and before all his house to appoint me ruler over the people of the Lord, over Israel. Therefore I will play before the Lord, and I will yet be more vile than this, and will be base in my own sight. And of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor. Therefore Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no children until the day of her death.
You know what I'm saying? That's basically what he did. You know what I'm saying? King David knew what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this sister was hating on him because what he did, you know, during the party, you know, he got a little loose. He got a little turned up. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up, you know, comforting himself a bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, probably, you know, he got a little revealed a bit much while the crowd was there. And, you know, there was also sisters there at the party too. You dig what I'm saying? And she, you know, upset and whatnot, try to check King David for that. You know what I'm saying? And David was like, David put her in the place. Like, listen, man, you know what I'm saying? The Lord made me king. You know what I'm saying? And he decided amongst himself that he was not going to give her a child ever since that day. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's you know, should understand there's also consequences of you trying to usurp authority over a man as well. You get what I'm saying? You want to say something? What was that? You gonna say something? Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, in this instance, that's just like how you say, this sister hating on the man. Yeah, he having a good time. He showing out, you know, David was the man. You know, all the pretty women, all the women there, they looking, they cheering him on, you know, they whispering, and she hating. So when she get a moment to show her discontent, right, her shameless, she calling the man out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you out there showing out and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You out there, you think you all that. You out there, you know what I'm saying? You ain't on the man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you know what? You damn right. I'm finna show out. I ain't finna show out. I'm finna show the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So like yeah, that's like, and look what happened to her.
Right. God.
Lost her position.
Yeah. Exactly, boy.
It's a lot of things I made. You know, we also gotta understand, you know, how important it was for that woman to have a child by a king.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times, you know, the inheritance, or, you know what I'm saying, a certain amount of wealth would pass through those children. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And them children, the man children, would be responsible to continue to take care of their mother as well. You know what I'm saying? So by him saying you're not gonna have a child, it ain't like none of these hoes nowadays talking about, you know, I just abort a baby, this and the other. This was her like her future livelihood. You know what I'm saying? It's like a future livelihood by not having a child by a king.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
That was tight. You know what I'm saying?
God, that could hurt any chick to the core. You know what I'm saying? You see how these sisters run behind these rap stars. You know what I'm saying? If they don't catch that one night with them, you know what I'm saying, they feel like they missed out on the whole bag. You know what I'm saying? A whole opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And David be the king. You know what I'm saying? He set the tone of what he want in his household, right? So let's jump back to Esther. You know what I'm saying? I know you ain't tired, cause God damn, boy, y'all don't know where it goes.
Verse 7.
Throw out off the sign in sheet. Make sure y'all click on that link. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want credit for this class, go ahead.
Esther chapter 2, verse 7. And he had brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter. So it came to pass, when the king commanded, this decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan, the palace, to the custody of Hegai, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house, to the custody of Hegai, keeper of the women. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him. And she speedily gave her, and he speedily gave her things of purification, which such things are belonged to her, and 7 maidens, which were met to be given her out of the king's house. And he preferred her and her maidens unto the best place of the house of the women.
Right. So Esther was shown unto the king. She being, of course, an Israelite sister, you know, she outshined all those heathens that was out there. You dig what I'm saying? Let's continue on.
Verse 10. Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not shew it. And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the women's house to know how Esther did, and what should become of her. Now when every maiden's turn was come to go in to King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women. For so were the days of the purification accomplished. So with 6 months with oil and myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of the women.
Right. You know what I'm saying? This is what he did in choosing Esther. This was her process of being the wife unto the king. You know what I'm saying? They made sure that the women were purified for a total of 12 months, right? 6 months with myrrh and oil, and then 6 months with sweet odors. You know what I'm saying? Meaning they will soak themselves in these things, bathe themselves in these odors and oils. You know what I'm saying? Until, after their purification time is up, they'll meet the king, right? So Esther was end up chosen, right? Speeded up the story, or Arsaretz falls in love with Esther. course, she becomes his wife, and then we're gonna speed up on chapter 3 from that point in the story for time's sake, where you had a heathen that was under Arsareth that tried to come against Israel, right? So start me up in 3 or 1 about Kashah.
Okay. Book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 1. After these things did King Asher promote Hyman, the son of Hamadath, the Agagite.
Agagite? I don't know.
Agagite, and advanced him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him, and all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Hyman. For the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Kazak said 4D body, butters, and oils. Right. You know what I'm saying? That was the equivalent of the 4D of the time of Arsareth. You know what I'm saying? Had them sisters spelling Tawab. You know what I'm saying? It was coming out their pores after 6 months. You know what I'm saying? After 12 months, it was coming out their pores. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you had this heathen who was under King Arsareth, you know what I'm saying? And the king gave a command that everybody should bow down to this man and reverence him and give him honor and give him praise. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, he's an Edomite, right? Hammond? Yeah, he an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? This Edomite, which is the so-called white man today. The white man, he loves a nigga in his place. You know what I'm saying? Any nigga that gets out of line, you know what I'm saying, you get fired 2 seconds from your slavery if you voice anything towards your oppressor. You always have to look at him as his boss, reverence him and kiss his behind and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, Mordecai, an Israelite brother, a Benjamite, was like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? He did not salute this guy, did not bow down to him, did not show him no reverence, you know what I'm saying, at all whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And this man was, over him. You know what I'm saying? Mordecai was in captivity. You know what I'm saying? And this guy that was his boss at that time, his ruler, his master. Mordecai was like, nah. God, go ahead.
No, so like I say, I was just gonna say, so like, I go on the job, oh man, shit, they go Dave. Hey man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? It be that one brother that give Dave a hard time all the time. Stay getting written up, you know what I'm saying? They stay bumping heads, you know what I'm saying? It can be Tyrone or Jerome. Like, damn, Tyrone came in late again. They just don't want to deal with Tyrone's attitude because Tyrone, he ain't got no filter, but he do his work. You know what I'm saying? He get things done, but it be that one supervisor that always pushing up on him and stuff. Everybody done worked with a brother like that before.
Kind of being in captivity, you know what I'm saying? Most of us just be like, oh, yes, boss. Yes, sir. What you want me to do? So, you know what I'm saying? Because, most of us be in captivity. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the hell that we under. You know what I'm saying? But we have to learn how to keep our integrity. You know what I'm saying? If we build our nation and we build our own, we ain't got to answer to these heathens. You ain't got to answer to the Edomites or to nobody after slavery. You know what I'm saying? We can work and do things that can be beneficial for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But because we went against the Most High, the reason why we in this position. You know what I'm saying? But Mordecai, he was no chump. You know what I'm saying? He was no, kissing the white man's behind or none of that. You know what I'm saying? This man did not show him no reverence, right? Read on.
Verse 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgress thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matter would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew.
Right. So what does he mean when he trying to see if Mordecai with the matters this withstand. Right, so they Mordecai did that. Now they're like, yo, what's up with this guy? All right. So now they trying to see, something about him. What does that mean? What is they talking about?
They're trying to select, sir. They're trying to see if he's gonna get in trouble. Trying to see what's gonna happen to him. Like trying to see what is he
If I may,
all
sir. If I may, sir.
Not necessarily, but go ahead. Also on the shot. My bad.
Sir, yeah, that's heavy because you know what I mean. Like, people do that to us at camp. They call the cop, this, that, and the third, and see if we gonna bow down, if we gonna bend, if we gonna change how we feel, if we gonna change what we saying, if we not gonna stand on it, you know what I mean? Now that the authority is face to face with us, we're supposed to change our story. We're supposed to change our countenance. Nah, we gonna stand on it and stay right with what we saying. We're gonna keep saying the Lord's words, and that's the same thing Mordecai did, sir.
Damn right. And that's exactly what it was. They wanted to see if he was gonna fold.
Right.
They wanted to see, this guy being a Jew, he didn't show me no reverence. He had bowed down, he had pledged allegiance to me. He didn't stand up for the flag. Let me see if we take a couple millions out, if he's still gonna kneel for the flag. You know what I'm saying? Let's, get him off of the slavery. Let's see if he's still gonna be, so pro-black as he used to be. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Let's take his show, Wildin' Out.
Right, let's take Wildin' Out. Right.
Let's fire him.
From Wildin' Out. Let's see.
He's gonna still talk about he a Jew.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
God, damn right.
Cut that out.
God, right, yeah, God. Let's see if he gonna still be, and most of our people fold. They bend and they fold to our oppressors, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard out here under captivity. You lose that job, you don't know how you gonna eat, you don't know what you gonna do. Your life is over. You feel like, what the hell with that, man? If you serve the Most High and do what He tells you to do, you ain't got to worry about none of that. Let the white man kick you off of your job for being pro-black. Who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying? Join your nation, and you will never have to worry about that. You get what I'm saying? So that's what the Haman was trying to do. Trying to see if Mordecai was still about it. See if he was a man of his word. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue on. But somebody said, Salaki, my bad. One second. Officer Zach, I'm trying to read your text. My bad. I couldn't see what it said. It went away from the screen by the time I seen it. So I just want to let you know, Officer Zach. But go ahead, Officer in the shop.
So yeah, you know what I mean? Like, verse 4, it said, now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai matter would stand.
Mm-hmm.
So he had told them that he was a Jew. So, you know what I mean? At the same time, they go into Haman and they saying, well, he's a Jew, and you know what I mean? Like, and he's different. He's saying he's a Jew. They don't they don't show reverence to anybody but their God. And first, they wanted to see if Haman would be like, well, yeah, okay, well, he's a Jew then. I'm going to let him have it. You know what I mean? But Haman went with that. You know what I'm saying? They went to Haman to see if it would stand, if he would be down with it, or if he was going to try to, you know what I mean, get Mordecai to bend. And obviously, you know what I mean, this heathen, he wasn't standing for it, and he wanted to see that brother, you know what I mean, bow down to him just like everybody else, sir. Salaki.
Damn right. Damn right, man. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it was, man. Yeah, go ahead, Officer Rod.
Salaki, sir, if I may, I want to bring out as well. And by seeing the type of man that Mordecai was, then we understand what type of woman that Mordecai raised Esther to be.
Damn right.
See, she had that same spirit. She wasn't going to bow down and say, well.
Right. Yeah, okay. That's exactly what it was. A man is needed, man. It's needed in the household. It's needed amongst the nation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Mordecai, he had to, put pressure on Esther for, we're going to read it, if we get to that point. But he had to do what he had to do and standing with the Most High so we can get delivered from our oppressors at that time. You know what I'm saying? And we have to do the same thing today, right? Let's continue on, boy.
Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, Then was Haman full of wrath, and he brought a scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone. But they had shewed him the people of Mordecai, wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ashurus, even the people of Mordecai.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Oppressor, as proud as he can be, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why he has groups like the Proud Boys. You know what I'm saying? Where they take pride in being an American. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who disrespect the flag, they got a problem with. You know what I'm saying? They got a problem with it so much so that they'll shoot you down in the streets. They'll burn your jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Burn $1 million worth of sneakers just because your name is behind it. You know what I'm saying? They as proud as can be if anybody don't show them, you know, the respect of them being a God. You know what I'm saying? Which they're not. You know what I'm saying? They're flesh just like you and me. You know what I'm saying? But being in captivity, our people are forced to serve under these people. You know what I'm saying? And they make sure that you stay in your place. You know what I'm saying? But Mordecai, he did not bow down to these heathens, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't bend his will or become weak in his stance against bowing down Haman. You know what I'm saying? Or show him any type of reverence. So Haman was like, you know what? I'm going to kill all of y'all there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do what we got to do and destroy all the Jews. You know what I'm saying? Mordecai don't want to bow down to me. No sweat. I'm going to kill all these Jews, man. You know what I'm saying? And that is the spirit of the oppressor, right? Let's continue on.
Verse 7. And in the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ashurus, they cast Purim, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month of Adar.
Mm-hmm.
And Haman said unto King Ashurus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and despised among the people in all thy provinces.
Dispersed
Among the people in all thy provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed.
That they may be what?
Destroyed.
Good night. This is what he was trying to do, trying to make come to pass over because some nigga didn't treat him like the God that he think he is. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Come. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasures.
Mm-hmm.
And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, whatever, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemed good to thee. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants,
Mm-hmm.
and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers over every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, in the name of King Ashurus was it written and sealed with the king's ring.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He put the stamp of approval on this letter. You know what I'm saying? Haman wanted all the Jews to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? But he needed it done by the king's approval. You know what I'm saying? So he sent that letter out. Boom. Made it happen. Go ahead, Trooper.
And that's how cunning and evil this Edomites and the Edomites are, because in verse 7, he already plotted. So what he was doing was he was gathering up the money to come to the king for that. That's why they took up lie every day. He's like every day to get this money together. So like when I get this money, I'm gonna go and tell the king like, hey man, these people over there, they ain't, you know what I'm saying, let's kill them. I'll pay for it. I got the money. I give you the money, and you just hire somebody to kill them.
God.
Like that's like a contract.
God.
Like a hit. Like you pay for a hit.
God.
Salakia.
Yeah.
God. Go ahead.
If I may, yeah, that money that he was trying to put on our head equals out to 5.2 mil.
You said how much?
5.2 mil.
5.2 mil. That boy did the calculations, you know what I'm saying? 5.2 mil of a bounty on all the Jews' heads at that time. You dig what I'm saying? Just because of Mordecai did not want to show him any reverence. He didn't want to, bow down and kiss his white man behind. You know what I'm saying? And this is how your oppressor feels till this day. Nothing has changed. You know what I'm saying? You think it's different just because he tells you that we should all be in a melting pot and Jesus loves us all and all of that stuff. And he's a liberal and he's a Democrat and he voted for Joe Biden. Listen, he still hates your guts, man. You know what I'm saying? He still thinks that he should be over you. No matter how much success you get, you know what I'm saying? He still looks at you as a nigga. You know what I'm saying? You could be the richest man in the earth. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't try to usurp your authority over that cracker, he'll make you his friend. You know what I'm saying? He'll hang with you and go to the bar with you. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you feel like you the man and, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to do what he tells you to do, he will have a problem with it, man. You know what I'm saying? And he been this way ever since, the time of Esther, man. With the Greeks and the Persians and all these people ruled over us till this day here in America. You know what I'm saying? The oppressor has never changed. Right? You was going to say something, Surah?
No, sir.
All right, Khan.
Gotcha, sir.
Go ahead, Ward.
Con, sir. I was gonna say, like, and the moral of this whole story is right there in verse 8 when it says, and their laws are diverse from all people. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing started because Mordecai was following the law of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we have to stand on today. You know what I mean? That's what we got to teach our brothers and sisters to stand on, is the laws of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And our laws are different from everybody else in the earth, sir. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. And the Lord made us diverse and he separated us through these laws. We got to get back to that, right? Let's continue on.
Verse 13. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women. And one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey.
Right. So for time's sake, jump me down to chapter 4.
Start at 1.
Okay.
The book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and a bitter cry, and came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate cloth with sackcloth. And in every province whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was a great mourning among the Jews, and fasting and weeping and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes.
Right. So jump me up to verse 11.
Verse 11. All the king's servants and the people of the king's province do know that whatsoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out his golden scepter, that he may live. but I have not been called to come unto the king these 30 days. And they told to Mordecai Esther's word.
Right, so this is what Esther told Mordecai, because Mordecai was trying to get Esther to tell the king of what's going on, to see what she can do within her position to have the Asareth stop from killing all of the Jews. You dig what I'm saying? That's like the equivalent of what's that sister? Michelle Obama being married to Barack Obama, right? They think Barack Obama is a black man, you know what I'm saying, when he's really just an African, which is who we are not. You dig what I'm saying? And this black woman, Michelle Obama, is married to that heathen. You dig what I'm saying? And you would like imagine if, she had an uncle that went onto her, you know what I'm saying, and told Michelle Obama to make sure you pass laws or do something that can help out black people in the ghettos or whatever is going on, you get what I'm saying, within our community. You know what I'm saying? That would be the same equivalent of what with Esther. She was married unto this heathen. So Mordecai came on to her, was like, man, go on to the king, you know what I'm saying, Asareth, and tell him, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. So that way he can stop it. You do what I'm saying? But she's like, listen, I don't even have that authority because he only, allows people to speak through his scepter. You know what I'm saying? He points the scepter and then you can speak to the king. Anybody who comes out of line will be put to death. You know what I'm saying? She's, making an excuse, basically what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? So Mordecai is going to let her know what she got to do. Right, let's continue on.
Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape the king's house more than all the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, when shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place?
Right. So Mordecai is like, listen, don't think that because you married unto this man that you're going to escape judgment as well. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do something to help us out, guess what? The Lord is going to provide us help. You know what I'm saying? Some way, from somebody else, from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
But you going to be destroyed. We going to get salvation some way, somehow. But as for you, because you didn't want to stand for your people and stand for your nation and look out for your own kind, you know what I'm saying? The Lord is going to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing today. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that the Lord is trying to raise up blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people out of this hell that we in. And it's going to take both brothers and sisters to change their life in order to do so. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to do it, guess what? You're going to have judgment behind it. You know what I'm saying? Because our salvation is going to come. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be willing to follow suit and don't make no excuse, even as a sister. Right? Read on.
And who knoweth whether thou art come into the kingdom for such a time as this? Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer. Go and gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go unto the king, which is not according to the law, and if I perish, I perish. So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him.
Right. So Esther was like, you know what? You right. I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do. And if I perish, I perish. You know what I'm saying? That is a solid sister right there, man. You know what I'm saying? That who a sister that's willing to listen to what a man says and stand up for her nation. You know what I'm saying? Even though Mordecai was the backbone of this, but this, you still have to give credit to Esther to actually carry out what Mordecai told her to do. You dig what I'm saying? And she did that in helping her nation, right? Let's jump down to chapter 5. You can give me 5:1, chapter 5:1.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel
Mm-hmm.
and stood in the inner court of the king's house, over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house. And it was so when King saw Slakia. And it was so when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou, Queen Esther?
Mm-hmm.
And what is thy request? It shall be given thee to half of the kingdom, to the half of the kingdom. And Esther answered, If it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him. Then the king said, Cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther hath said. So the king and Haman came unto the banquet that Esther had prepared. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, What is thy penance? What is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed.
Mm-hmm.
Then Esther has said, My petition and my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king hath said.
Right. So she using her skills and her wisdom as a woman to set everything up according to what Mordecai told her to do. You know what I'm saying? So that way she can catch Haman, you know what I'm saying, in this lie, what he's trying to do in destroying her people. Right? So she's setting up this whole feast, getting them all together, you know what I'm saying? And before that, what it said, she was dressed in royal apparel, right? What did it say she was dressed in? So,
Royal apparel.
Royal apparel, right? You know what I'm saying? She, did what she did as a sister, used her femininity to, get the request from the king. You know what I'm saying? Did not, be masculine and usurp her authority or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? She used some wits about her, some wisdom, and the power which in the Most High gave her to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not for her to, be a monster. There's no power in being masculine as a woman. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get your way. You know what I'm saying? But if you soften up and be sweet and do, accordingly, you know what I'm saying? You might get your request. You might get your answer that you're looking for. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what Esther did, right? Let's continue on.
Okay. Verse 9. Then went Haman forth. It's like, then went Haman forth that day joyful and with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai.
Right, he was mad again, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody, he seen the nigga sitting there, and everybody probably get up or bow down to it, and Mordecai seen the nigga like he wasn't even there, just kept doing what he would do.
Right.
Like he didn't either get up nor
speak. And the oppressor was hot, you know what I'm saying? Angry. You dig what I'm saying? With indignation, ready to kill him right then and there. You know what I'm saying? If he had the opportunity to do so. Right. God, ruined his whole day. Just the sight of a nigga ruins their day. You know what I'm saying? God. Like, what's that brother name? Ahmaud Arbery. Just jogging in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And the brother got shot down. All right, let's jump down to, they gonna trap us in here, huh? Let's jump down. Jump down to chapter 8, my bad. Chapter 8 to 1.
Come. Book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 1.
That was Haman locking the door or something. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like,
Go ahead.
so, on that day did the king Esther give the house of Haman, the Jews' enemy, unto Esther the queen. And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was unto her. And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai.
Mm-hmm.
And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman. And Esther spake yet again before the king, and fell down at his feet, and besought him with tears to put away the mischief of Haman, the Agagite, and his device that he had devised against the Jews.
Right. So Esther, during this feast, right? We skipped past this part due to time's sake, but during this feast, Esther, brought out what Haman was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And how he was trying to get her people killed. And she made a request, that the king would stop this. The king, in his fury, got mad at what Haman was doing and sought to put Haman to death. You know what I'm saying? So she's trying to make sure that her people do not get destroyed by what this Edomite, put out forth as a decree. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to stop that. You know what I'm saying? So the king end up listening to Esther by her using her ability as a sister, you know what I'm saying, and end up killing this heathen, you know what I'm saying, and he's about to stop. You know what I'm saying? We're about to read about what he's about to stop, you know what I'm saying, from the killing of the rest of the Jews, right? Let's continue on.
Okay. Then the king held out his golden scepter toward Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king and said, if it please the king, and if I have found favor in his sight, and the thing seem right before the king, and I be pleasing in his eye, let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman, the son of Hammedatha.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The Agagite.
My bad. Go ahead.
Butchered these names. Which he wrote to destroy the Jews which are in all the king's province.
Mm-hmm.
For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come unto my people? Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kindred?
Right, man. She looked out for her people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what a righteous sister should do. Care about your nation, man. The hell with everything that this oppressor puts in front of your face. The Birkin bags don't matter. The red bottom shoes don't matter. That new Mercedes Benz don't matter when it comes towards your people, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing should be coming. All right. Nothing should come before your nation, right? Read on. Somebody said, Salaki, my bad.
Nah, sir.
Oh, my bad. All right, go ahead.
Then the king Ahasuerus
What time is it? My bad.
said unto Esther, the queen, and to Mordecai the Jew,
Okay.
behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and him they have hanged upon the gallows, because he laid his hand upon the Jews.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got reversed, man. We got our salvation by her following the orders of a black man, right? Read on.
Write ye also for the Jews, as it liketh you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring. For the writing which is written in the king's name and sealed with the king's ring made no man reverse.
Right. So he reversed what the oppressor did and made a new decree that nobody can reverse. You get what I'm saying? By making sure that we was not murdered by the hands of Haman. You know what I'm saying? And that sister did what she had to do, right? Like Oscar Kazak said, you know what I'm saying? That sister was one West. You know what I'm saying? They're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what a sister in the truth is required to do, man. Look out for your people. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they got, this day that we celebrating right now, they got the what's that, Valentine's Day, you know what I'm saying, that they got going on with, is all about love and all of that stuff, when it's all a lie, man. You know what I'm saying? If you a sister and you celebrated Valentine's Day, consider yourself a whore. You dig what I'm saying? You might as well have started yourself in OnlyFans. At least they making money off of being a whore. You know what I'm saying? You was a whore for February 14th, and all you got was a box of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Or a teddy bear. You dig what I'm saying? Learn not to be a whore. Learn to have self-respect for yourself. Learn to have respect for your nation and for the men over your nation. You dig what I'm saying? And celebrate the true feast days of the Lord. Go ahead, also, right?
Slaki, if I may, sir. Esther in the Apocrypha, it goes into, it explains or goes into some detail of some of the events that happened with Esther. In particular, when she asked, Mordecai to tell the nation to pray. You know what I'm saying? And the prayer that she had. One thing you'll find out about Esther is, even though that she was in a position of a queen up under Ahasuerus, she hated her. She hated it. If I could
bring it out.
She actually hated, in comparison to her nation, the love for her nation exceeded the love for her position as a queen. You know what I'm saying? So I want to pull out. This is in an Apocrypha. Esther chapter 14, and I'm gonna start at verse 16. This is the end of the prayer that she had when she went in. She took off all of her royal apparel, and it says that she humbled herself. She humbled her body greatly. You know what I'm saying? And she put on garments of mourning, right? And this is the last part of the prayer. It says, "Thou knowest my necessity, for I abhor the sign of my high estate." Or meaning I hate. I hate the sign of my high estate, which is upon my head in the days wherein I show myself. So when she presented herself to the king, you know what I'm saying? I guess it was maybe a crown or whatever she had on or whatsoever. She said she even hate to wear it. You know what I'm saying? But she has to do this in order to show herself to the king. You know what I'm saying? Which is upon my head in the days wherein I show myself. And that I abhor it as a menstruous rage. She abhors it like a menstruous rage. A menstruous rage. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's a menstrual period, right?
Yeah, God.
I mean, a real bad one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cramps and all the deal. The sisters, they know what's going on in what she's saying right here.
Right.
She says she hates it more than that. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Or as a menstruous rage, Salaki. And that I wear it not when I'm private by myself. She don't even have it on. You know what I'm saying? She hated it so much. She don't want it on when she by herself. And that thine handmaid hath not eaten at Haman's table, and that I have not greatly esteemed the king's feast, nor drunk the wine or the drink offerings. Neither had thine handmaid any joy since the day I was brought hither to this present. She said she ain't like this position since she was brought here. She was like, damn, what?
God.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
But in thee, O Lord God of Abraham, O thou mighty God above all, hear the voice of the forlorn and deliver us out of the hand of this mischief, Salaki, and deliver me out of my fear. So this part of the prayer that she had before she went to see the king. And she's saying how she hated her position. You know what I'm saying? God. She hated that the crown. She hated the robes and the drink offering and the feast. This is the love she had for her people.
Damn right.
She ain't choose the Birkin bag. She ain't choose the paycheck. She ain't choose, the so-called glamour that this oppressor was giving her over her people.
Damn right, man. Damn right. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's one West to me. You know what I'm saying? That's one West. A sister that come in here, right there, right. A sister come in here. You know what I'm saying? We got the highest of highest standard of Black women and Hispanic women, Indigenous women in the ISUPK. You dig what I'm saying? Like, these sisters go out their way for brothers, man, feeding these brothers, helping them out, whatever, assistance where they ever able to help out, they do so, not holding back their riches. You know what I'm saying? Be willing to support and push this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a righteous sister's supposed to do, man. You know what I'm saying? They get they get the honor that's deserving in here. You know what I'm saying? Ask a sister in here, man. That brother would die on the corner for a sister in the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody try her and disrespect her the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? That brother would stand up for that sister, you know what I'm saying? Because he understands that this sister is of value, of, you know, of honor. You dig what I'm saying? And, you know, that's only in here in the ISUPK, man. You know what I'm saying? But them sisters, you know, listen, if you in the world, listen, you can change your life. You can become a sister of value. You can learn how to be honorable in the eyes of the Most High and of your nation. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is come into the ISUPK, and we'll teach you how to do so. You know what I'm saying? We'll teach you and raise you up as a daughter, you know what I'm saying, under Commander Jenny Yohana, as a mother or as a sister, and teach you how to be righteous and honorable again. You know what I'm saying? You was going to say something, who's that? Somebody said Sislaki? I was in the shop.
I didn't say Salaki, but what you're saying is heavy because, you know what I mean? Like, Mordecai was not her physical father, you know what I mean? But he raised her. And that's what you're saying. You know, these sisters come here and Commanding General Yohana is not your physical father, but he will raise you to be an honorable sister, just like Esther, sir. That's it, sir.
Damn right, man. Oscar Zot says sisters don't like, so like if sisters don't be liking heathens, they just sleep with them for status. That is so true. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly, you know, what Officer Rod was saying. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know, do that so because they think the oppressor's on the winning team. You know what I'm saying? And they want to, you know, be over the black man. So they'll sleep with some old white devil. They call him what, the sugar dad. Yeah, bad. You know what I'm saying? They call. You know what I'm saying? Nah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that in the sisters that do that, thinking they gonna get some game, all they are is modern day bed wenches.
Mm-hmm. God.
That's what they are. They bed wenches. Until that Edomite or that heathen get tired of you, he gonna either throw you out on the street or he gonna kill you and bury you in his backyard, and then marry one of his kind.
Right. It's man, there's articles and stories that, you know, we can read about and that we hear about of our women sleeping with heathens and finding themselves in a jammed up situation. You know what I'm saying? It's hell. You know what I'm saying?
In our women's defense, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely understand, but our women's defense, it was a
They're ready to kick us out. Huh?
It was an article about Rosa Parks. Prior to her, you know, not giving her seat on the bus, and she said she used to work as a babysitter. She worked for this white couple, and she was a babysitter. And the couple had went out on the town one night, and she was there with the baby or whatsoever, and their neighbor came through and tried to sleep with her. And she was like, the only way that you gonna have any type of relation with me is over my dead body. You know what I'm saying? And that's been documented. They don't bring that out about Rosa Parks. You know what I'm saying? And it's documented like one of her writings or whatsoever, but this was documented, you know what I'm saying? A neighbor was like, you know, devil, of course. And she said, the only way that I'm gonna let you, or you lay with me, is you gonna have to kill me. See what I'm saying?
Damn right, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's an example. That's in the defense of our sisters. You know what I'm saying?
God, damn right.
Have that spirit. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Damn right, boy. You know what I'm saying? For time's sake, man, we're gonna go ahead and close it out. Anything else y'all brothers wanted to bring out, man? They about to kick us out of this damn library, man. They tired of us being in here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this is day 2, Purim. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure you know you subscribe. Class will continue on tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And learn your history, learn your truth, learn who you are. You know what I'm saying? And each feast day and how holy the day that the Lord set up, it always deals with us being relieved or being saved from our oppressors, man. You know what I'm saying? And those things is what's going to empower us to be better, right? So with that, man, we're going to go ahead and end the class, man. The water, Officer the shot, Officer Trooper Kanat, you know what I'm saying? Trooper Mathia, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Officer Rakabi, Officer Kazak, everybody in the building, man. Everybody on the chat, man. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, sir.
Yo,